Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's proceed. So it says a glass in the shape of a cylinder must hold 250 milliliters when full. Show that the height of the glass can be written as height is equal to 250 over pi r squared. Remember, the first thing that we need to check is the kind of shape we're dealing with, right?
Yes.
So in this case, you're dealing with
A cylinder.
the cylinder, and on top of that cylinder, so you're dealing with the volume of that cylinder. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So meaning that's where you need to start. From there, you have to consider the formula for the volume of a cylinder, and that's where you need to start.
Circle.
You have like two cycles in it, right? But for the cycles, there's
Yes.
going to be 2 pi r h for that shape, the cylinder that is
For the
outside.
cylinder.
Cylinder, it's like this, right? So it's something. So you have two cycles, this part and this part, and then you have the first question says that show that the height of the glass can be written as height is equals to 250 over pi r squared. That's the question that we're solving. This equation, it's for total surface area, even when the top is covered. But in this case, you see what happens. The top is not covered. You see? It's a glass. Got it?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
So
So this,
meaning we're using one.
yeah, we
We're
want to
using
use one, yes, of
one
this.
there. Okay.
Yes. So the last one, on B, you got your area in terms of R to be pi r squared plus 500 over R again.
Yeah.
So on C, they say calculate the value of R, which gives a minimum surface area. Remember, a minimum, the matter of the gradient is 0. So we're going to derive this thing. Again, A prime of R is equals to 2 pi R. Again, plus, and then from there, what do? We say 500. We took this thing up here. Again, then it became, when we took it up there, it became like 500 r to the power of negative 1. So in this case, it's going to be negative 500 r to the power of negative 2. We know that at the minimum, the gradient is 0. So we're going to substitute our 0. We're going to have 2 pi r, again, minus 500 r to the power of minus 2. Again. So from there, what happens, Gore? Since we have 0 that side, we're going to transpose this 500 gamma. You see? So you're going to have 500 r to the power of negative 2 is equals to r, is equals to 2 pi r, isn't it? And then from there, what you're going to do now, you're going to say 2 pi r again. And then from there, now we cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you're going to have, let me erase this. So you're going to have your 500, okay, it's going to be 2 pi r times r squared is equals to 500. We cross multiplied. And then from there is going to be now, okay, 2 pi r cubed is equals to 500. Again, then from there you divide by 2, you divide by 2. So from dividing by 2, what do you get? You're going to get pi r cubed is equals to, in fact, you divide by 2 pi. Remember, pi is a number as well, by 2 pi. When I cross multiply now, it's going to be a matter of I have 2 pi r times r squared. This r squared again is equals to 500, isn't it? I'm going to say my 2 pi r cubed is equals to 500. You're fine now. Well, when we derived here, because they were looking for a minimum. So we derived and then we ended up here. We are fine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So from here, this is what I have. And then from negative, what do? I divide by 2 pi. Again, I divide by 2 pi, isn't it? Then from me dividing, now I'm left with what? R cubed this side is equals to, okay, so I'm going to divide 500 by 2. So it's going to be 250 over pi. Again.
What if you just say like 79.5774?
Because I'm trying to get a precise number. So if I do that, I might round off.
What if you don't round off?
And then it's still
Only round?
fine. And then it's still fine. So from there, you put a cube root. I get cube root both sides. And then from putting a cube root, what happens? You get your R. So what is your R tab? From putting cube root.
4.30.
4.30 centimeter. So that's your radius.